Hey everybody. Ooh. Welcome to Deep Stretch. Now would be a good time for you to get some music on if you would like music for your practice tonight. I don't want to risk my music muting us, so go ahead and take a moment if you would like to get some of your own set up. I'm going to scoot back to my mat, but before I do that, why don't I also remind you that you can get your props ready. If you have blocks, straps, bolsters, blankets, anything like that you would like to use for your practice, please grab that now. I hope this looks straight to you. It's looking a little crooked to me, but I think we're good enough. Hi. Okay. Let's get started with some deep stretch tonight. Welcome to my new home studio. Hopefully it feels peaceful to you. It does to me. I'm going to give us a couple of minutes so everyone can get tuned in. Tonight I'll be using my handy stopwatch to make sure that we are balancing the left and right sides of the body with the amount of time that we do our stretches. So for those of you that are new to my practice, just know that when you see me on my phone, I'm using our stopwatch and not actually on my phone. In fact, my phone is recording us right now, which is pretty awesome. I hope you're all doing well tonight. I'll let a few more pop in. We've had some beautiful weather, and there's been lots of ups and downs in the weather and the news and life in general. Every day is different. We don't know what we're getting, and when we're getting it, it's really a test of being willing and able to live in the present moment. It's not easy for anyone, including us yoga instructors. If there's anybody who says that it's simple for them, it's probably not. I'm sure they've done a lot of work on it, and that's what we all have to do. We all have to continue to do this work. Staying in the present is probably the hardest thing that we will have to do. In fact, being in a deep stretch class, for those of you that are new to this, the most difficult part of deep stretch is not the physical practice, but the mental practice. The ability to keep your mind quiet, to be in poses for 2 to 5 minutes at a time, and be okay in those poses, to be okay just breathing and not moving. Sometimes your brain will yell at you, let's move, I'm tired, I'm bored, how long are we going to be here? I get it. But promise you, if you stick with it and you retrain your body to listen to your will, you will start to feel the power that you have as a human being, the power that you have over your body, over your mind, your breath, even your heartbeat sometimes. So bear with me and bear with yourself and with these times. We're all in this together right now. I'm going to start off with a reading from my favorite book, Meditations from the Mat. I love this book. It's 365 meditations. You have one a day for the year. But personally, I like to just flip through and see what happens. So today, I flipped right open to something I find fitting for what's happening with us all right now, or most of us at least. I can't speak for everyone. For it is by self-forgetting that one finds. This is from a prayer of St. Francis. Over time, the practices of yoga create a state of grace in the practitioner. Asmita is the suffering that comes from self-centered fear. As long as we are the unworthy person around whom the world revolves, the pressure is enormous, the fears legion. As yoga refines our natural abilities, releases blocked energy back into our lives, and clears our minds, our hearts become calm, and we simply forget our suffering. We go back to our mat day after day, back to the meditation cushion day after day. We practice our breathing day after day, and we begin to experience life as an outpouring of grace. My friend says that if you practice yoga, your bad habits will drop you. Meditating on the breath, relaxing into a posture, we become open to life, open to our spiritual selves. Wherever our attention is, that's where we are. As the practices of yoga flourish in our lives, our attention increasingly turns from thoughts that drain our energy to thoughts and situations that uplift us. We find that we have time to appreciate the color of spring flowers instead of being consumed by nagging doubts or concerns. Yoga wears away the self-centered fear that is asmita. Each posture, each breath we take, loosens our grip on the life that we have lived and allows for the birth of a new one. Eventually, caught up in the beautiful work of being present for grace, we forget about ourselves. And through self-forgetting, we find ourselves. So if you missed that, that was from Meditations from the Mat, day 120. And if anyone wants a screenshot of it, put it in the comments. I'm happy to post that later. Okay. If you have a yoga strap, grab it. If you don't, a belt. I have a belt here. Or a tie. Something that is flat, not one of those stretchy, round, corded bands, because those can smack you in the face. Instead, something like this, like a flat belt or tie or piece of material. Sometimes a towel will work fine too. Grab one of those. You might need blocks tonight. You know how I work. Some of you know how I work. We don't really know. We'll see what happens. It's so fun. Be spontaneous in your practice. See what comes up. Blankets are great. Always have a blanket nearby. It could be a towel if you don't have an actual blanket. That works too. In case you get chilly, in case we need padding, and for some of our poses, we might use a blanket. So before we begin the deep stretching, if you're not already in a comfortable seated position, find yourself in one. For me, I like to sit up a little bit higher, so I'm going to use my blanket to do that. It takes the tension out of the lower back when you're seated on the floor. Okay, get comfy. Sit up nice and tall. Reach through the crown of your head, just as if you had a cord pulling you up a little bit taller. Unslouch yourself. Roll your shoulders forward, up, back, and down, and let them stay down. Deep breath in and out. Good. Start to root yourself into the earth. And to do this, we're going to do this with intention. Close your eyes. Turn your palms down onto your legs. Let your palms rest on your legs or on your knees. Deep breath in and a big exhale through your mouth. And again, a deep breath in through your nose. Big exhale through your mouth. And the third one, in through your nose. Fill up your lungs. Gently rock your head left and right, loosening the neck a bit. And turn your head left and right, so you're looking over the shoulders. You can keep your eyes closed in this. You don't really need your eyes. Good. Back to center. Sit up tall again, up through the crown of your head. Notice if you started to slouch already. So engage the core. Find your foundation under your seat. And imagine that with every breath in, you are drawing up the breath from the earth below you. You're inhaling all the nourishment, stability, the security of the ground, the earth, dirt underneath your body. Pulling that energy up into your body. Good. As you exhale, let it out through your mouth. Releasing everything that was blocking you from connecting with the earth. Continue this little meditation of breathing in up through the earth, up into your root, through your tailbone, up your spine, exhaling it out through your mouth, blowing out everything blocking you from connecting to the earth. And all the tension, the fears, the stuff in our minds, the news, what we see on our phones, everything that stays in your brain all day long, it keeps you up here, keeps you up in your head. Keeps us from connecting and being solidly grounded to the earth. Just continue to reconnect yourself to grounding meditation, inhaling up from the earth, exhaling out anything blocking you from the earth. One more breath in, out through your nose or mouth. And begin to soften your breathing. Keeping your eyes closed, keeping your spine tall. Imagine your spine as a clear channel for energy to flow up through your body from the earth below. You soften your belly, but you keep your core strong, your stability, integrity of your spine, you keep that all strong. You stay grounded and rooted, but you soften your face, soften your belly, soften your breath. Internally, you are strong. To the outside world, you're calm, you're asleep, you're happy. Inside, all of your needs are met. Outside, you are at peace. Start to let your eyes flutter open a bit. Let your chin come down towards your chest, drop your head, but keep your shoulders back and your spine straight. You're going to inhale the right ear up towards the right shoulder and exhale the head down. Inhale left ear towards the left shoulder. Exhale down. 2 more times on each side. Inhale as you lift up. Exhale as you come to center. Inhale to the left. Exhale, center. Last one. Carefully inhale your head back up to center. And let's take the hands behind your head. Clasp your hands. You're going to lean your head back into your hands. Like you're laying out on the beach, getting some sun. Or if you're like a boss I used to have who sat in his office like this all day with his feet on his desk till 5. Whichever one you want to picture. Deep inhales into your chest. Just opening the chest muscles, opening the shoulders a bit. Opening the space between the ribs. One more deep breath in. And as you exhale, bring your elbows to touch in front, rounding your back like cat. And inhale, open the chest, lift the head, arch the back. Exhale, round your back, elbows together. Inhale, lift open. Exhale, together. 2 more, inhale, lift open. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale together. And release your arms. Go ahead and roll the neck if you need to. Circle the shoulders. You might need to move the wrists. If you've been doing some work today with the hands, some of you are out there working. Thank you. Big thank yous for everyone who still has to go to work and be in public. Thank you. And you are in all of our thoughts every day. Let's get all the tension out of your hands. Some of us are home crafting, writing, doing lots of dishes and laundry. Some of you have children, taking care of the kids. Everything requires these hands. Just reach the arms straight out in front. And as you inhale, lift your arms up high. As you exhale, take them out to the sides and down. Big shoulder rotations. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, palms down and out to the sides. One more, inhale, lifting. Exhale, palms down. Good. If you had your legs crossed like I do, going to put the opposite leg in the front now. So both hips stay open. If you're seated in some other way that doesn't switch legs, stay right where you're at. We're going to stay seated for a little bit longer. Let's reach the arms up high. Thanks for the hearts. I love you back. Exhale to the right. This time you're going to twist right. Your right arm goes behind you. Your left hand on your right leg. Good old-fashioned spinal twist. Inhale, sitting tall. Exhale, deepening your twist, looking over the right shoulder. One more time, deep breath in and out. Inhale, arms are going to reach up overhead. As you exhale, go left. Left arm behind you, right hand on your left leg. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, look to the left. Good. Inhale. Exhale, twisting. One more deep breath in and out. Good. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Clasp your hands and turn your palms to face up. And if you want to look up, go ahead. Stretch the front of the body. Lift your heart, arching your back a bit. And lower the arms. Good. Let's stretch the legs out now. Really need to. You're going to lean back on your seat and lift the legs off the floor. Use some core strength. And circle the ankles. If this is too much on your back, put your hands on the floor instead. Do the same thing and you can circle one ankle at a time. Or if you want to keep working the core, circle them both. Sorry, you all have to look at my feet right now. All right, let's extend the legs long. Flex your feet, toes draw back towards your face. I'm going to turn sideways on my mat. If you have a blanket, grab your blanket here. Going to roll it up. It doesn't really matter how tightly you roll it or how big your roll is. Just roll it up and put it under your knees. It's simple. And by doing this, we're going to take some pressure off of the lower back and our forward folds. So again, check out the toes. Make sure your toes are facing the ceiling, and so are your knees. When they start to turn out to the sides, you compromise the hips. We're trying to train the hips to be straight for the rest of our lives. It's good for the health. Go ahead and sit up nice and tall. And on your exhale, you're going to start to fold, but keep your back flat. So I like to imagine I've got a broom handle, and it's right on the back of my head, my upper back, and my lower back. If I stick my head out in front, broom handle's not going to touch my lower back. So you keep everything in line, keep the integrity of the spine, and you start to fold over the legs only as far as you can without losing the straightness in your spine. Do the best you can. Don't be hard on yourself. Keep your shoulders back. This will be our first long, deep stretch. So we'll set our timer. You don't need to worry about how long you'll be here. What else do you have to do? So let's hang out for a little bit with a flat back, just working on getting the heart over the knees. For some, it helps to deep breathe in these poses. And for some, you don't need to deep breathe. Some of you just need to breathe gently, shallowly. The most important thing is that you stay with it. You don't let your mind distract you. It's going to try to. But you are always in control of the mind. You can always remind yourself to stay present, to come back to your breathing or come back to your stretch. At some point, we will round the shoulders and fold deeper. But for right now, we're just seeing how far we can go, keeping the spine straight. At this point, if you want to fold a little bit deeper, go ahead. You can reach for the feet. If reaching for the feet is really easy for you, take a block or another object and place it behind your feet on the other side of them. I don't know if you can see that. And you can reach for that block and get you a deeper stretch. Okay. Try to roll the shoulders back and lift your heart. Every inhale extends your spine, extends your hamstrings. Every exhale gets you a little bit deeper into the pose. So inhales are to get the oxygen, get the alignment, and every exhales to relax, to fold deeper, and to give in, to let go. Inhales to lengthen and exhales to let go. Be here for a couple more minutes. Close the eyes if you like. Keep yourself present. It's the only responsibility you have for this hour-long class. These last 30 seconds, If you feel like you don't need the blanket under your legs anymore, take it out. And fold as deep as you can with the legs straight. About 2 or 3 more breaths. Slowly start to lift your way back up to a seat. Good. Now let's shake the legs out. Get some blood flowing back in them. Get your breath caught up. And we want to give the hamstrings a bit of a break. So we're going to bring the soles of your feet together into Baddha Konasana, a seated Baddha Konasana for now. Just butterfly the knees up and down and hold on to the ankles for your support. You're going to use the ankles to lift up through the crown of your head and drop your shoulders. Good. Nice flat back. So I'm not a big proponent of having mirrors in a yoga studio personally. There's nothing wrong with it. I just don't like to be distracted by it. However, if you're practicing at home and you're not sure about your alignment, you want to see what you look like, there's nothing wrong with getting out your full-length mirror and practicing in front of that and just seeing what you look like with a tall, straight spine, with your head up and a forward fold, whatever pose you're in. As far as I'm concerned, it just adds to your own body awareness. Okay, we're going to extend only the left leg here. I'm going to turn back around forward. The left leg's going to go straight out. The right foot stays on the inside of your left leg. Working just on the left hamstring. Now, if you have a hard time reaching, this is where a strap can come in handy. You can put the strap around the foot, hold on to it with both hands, one hand on each end, and sit up nice and tall. Again, notice the shoulders, so I'm not scrunching the shoulders up. I'm also not pulling my arms out. I see a lot of this in class. This is creating so much tension in your neck and shoulders, you're going to leave feeling worse than you felt when you walked in. So try to keep the elbows into the body, squeezing your ribs and down. So you're using biceps. Sometimes you're using the shoulders, the back of the upper back. Okay. You can always wrap the strap around your hand a few times so that your fingers don't have to work so hard to hold it. And you draw yourself into the leg. Keep the back flat, sit tall, keep drawing yourself forward. Just 1 more minute on this leg. Now, if that right knee is bothering you, being turned out like this, blocks or blankets under that knee will take the pressure off of it. There's always modifications. If that still bothers your knee, here's your other modification. Right leg out to the right, just let it be for a while. Kind of ignore it, let it hang out in the air. Okay. 30 seconds left. Welcome everyone. So remember, if you can't stay for the whole class, it's okay. This stays on our Facebook page. It will also be on mine, personally, Lisa Fleming, so you can check it out there anytime you want to. You can come back to it. Good. 1 more breath in and out. Fold as deep as you can. And release. Press into the floor and lift yourself up. Let's switch sides. Help that right leg up, stretch it out. Good. Your left foot comes to the inside of your right leg. Again, if you need to prop the knee, block or blanket under your knee, or a pillow, whatever you got at home there. Strap if you like it. You don't have to use the strap, of course. You can always hold the foot yourself. But for demonstration purposes, I'm going to use this tonight. Start off sitting nice and tall again, straightening out your spine, shoulders down away from your ears, elbows into your body. None of this. Elbows in and down. Okay? You pull in. This helps keep your heart lifted and your back flat. Your upper back gets some strength as your leg gets the stretch. Okay. Inhales always lengthen your body. Exhales deepen your stretch. Inhales to get into the pose, to find your alignment, to adjust. Exhales sink you deeper into your pose. It's a very simple meditation you can use for any yoga practice. Inhales to lengthen, exhales to stretch. About 3 or 4 more breaths. And use an inhale to lift yourself back up. All the way back to a seat. Set your strap aside if you were using it. Set your blocks aside. Keep everything near you. Okay, let's extend both legs out now. And take them wide. I have a wide-legged forward fold here. And when you're deciding how wide to take your legs, you do want to look at the feet, and I don't think you can see mine right now, but look at your own feet and make sure your toes are facing straight up. Make sure your knees face the ceiling. So I always just use my thumbs as a guide. This helps us to make sure we have a proper rotation of the hips, that we're not training the hips to turn out or to turn in and make us pigeon-toed. So toes and knees straight up to the ceiling. I know I say it a lot, I'm sorry, but it's a good point. It's good care for your body. I'm going to recommend here some blocks, a bolster if you have one. I'm going to demo with blocks because you're more likely to have blocks at home than you are bolsters. Couch pillows work as great bolsters too. So having my blocks in front, there's a few ways you can use these in a wide-legged forward fold. Notice as you start to fold forward, your knees and your feet are going to start to turn in. Keep the toes facing the ceiling. Okay. Yeah. Now we're going to start to fold over. I have these blocks here because I can rest my chest on them. And I can get my elbows to the floor. So another option, if you're not that low, is to use these blocks under your elbows. Okay. Same thing with your couch cushions or blankets at home. Clasping the hands and turning the elbows out. This gives you a nice solid foundation where you can keep the shoulders away from your ears. You can drop your head if you're comfortable with that, or keep your head up if that's better on your neck. Everything above the waist is more about comfort. Everything below the waist is more about alignment. So we have 3 more minutes in this pose. It's a bit of time. And like I said in the beginning, the most difficult part of deep stretch class is keeping your mind quiet. In my case, it might be keeping me quiet, keeping your teacher quiet right now. So I'm going to give you some time without me talking to be here before I stop talking. I just want to give you that gentle reminder to use the inhale to lengthen, your exhale to deepen. Inhale for alignment, your exhale for the stretch. own for the next 2.5 minutes. One more minute to go. If you want to take the pose deeper, now's your chance to go as deep as you like. Keep your toes facing up. And use your hands, pressing them into the floor to lift your body up. Okay. Lean back. Just rest your hands on the floor and lean back into your hands. Good. Circle the feet. And shake your legs out. See if you can feel them again. You walk them closer to each other. And keeping your legs wider than your hips. Start to windshield wiper left and right. And as long as it doesn't cause you pain, see if you can get your knee to touch the floor in the middle. Just get you a nice stretch in the outer hip. Center in the seat, and just pause for a moment. Just take a few breaths. Give your hips a moment to breathe. Notice how your back feels, how your neck feels, shoulders, all the joints. I'm going to take some time to open the front of the body. If you're like me, you've been forward, whether you're reading, or you're on your phone, or you're on your computer, or you're cooking. No matter what, everything we do is in front of our body, right? So what happens is we start to round the shoulders and get hunched back. I want to not have that happen. I don't know about you, but that's not how I want my back to turn out one day. So, let's take strap if you have it. I'm going to turn around so you can see me from the back. I'm going to take your strap into both hands And turn your palms away from your body, holding onto your straps so your arms can be straight. Okay. From here, now you can sit. You don't have to be on your knees like me, or you can be standing, whatever's more comfortable. From here, gripping your strap, you're going to start to draw it away from your body without compromising your spine. So I turn sideways. So as your arms come away from your body, what I don't want to happen is that we puff up the chest and we get into the lower back and start to compress the lower back. We want to keep the low back long, keep your tailbone neutral, keep your pelvis neutral. Hold your strap. Don't do anything with the back, but keep it straight. Let your arms open up. Shoulders, the chest, get a good stretch here. Good. Try to keep your head face forward. And some deep breaths. Maybe about 5. Release, lower it. If you can clasp your hands, then lose the strap. But if not, keep your strap. That's your modification. So same thing, hands clasped, knuckles face the floor, straight down. Good. Roll the shoulders back first, and then draw the hands away from your body. Don't let your back change, or your chest, or your pelvis. Everything stays neutral, except the arms. They lift. Deep breath in. Okay, exhale out. Good. One more. Exhale and release your arms. Good. Some circles. You can shake them out. Good. And then find yourself in a seated pose again. I'm going to sit on a block in hero's pose. So in hero's pose, your knees are together. The block is between the lower legs, and you sit down on that block. You don't have to have a block. You can sit right on the floor if you like. And your heels are right outside your glutes. Okay. If this doesn't work for you, find another seat. Reach your arms forward, cross your right arm over your left, and wrap them up. Okay, so not everybody's palms will touch in this pose. To modify that, you start with holding the opposite shoulders. Just notice which elbow's on top because we're going to switch. Okay. If this is easy for you, then try bringing the back of your arms and hands together so they touch. As they touch, you press them into each other and you'll feel that stretch across the upper back. If you can keep going further, wrapping the palms to touch, then do that. And try to get your elbows about shoulder height. I'll turn to the side so you can see. It's about a 90-degree angle. Elbows shoulder height, not into your face, but a little 90-degree angle. Good. One more breath in and release. Pull the shoulders back, elbows towards each other, like your chicken wings coming together on your back. Okay. Good. Let's cross the opposite arm on top. Wrap them around. Do the same thing here. And release. Okay, come off of your block if you were seated on one. One more time, legs out in front, just shake them out. Roll the shoulders. Ooh, feel that stretch. And then roll them in the opposite direction. Whole body's all over the place. And shake everything out. Some of you like horsey lips. You can flutter your lips. You can make any noises you want. You're at home. Nobody can hear you. I'm the only one. Okay. Good. coming down to our back for the next pose, and let's use a blanket for it, okay? So grab a blanket or a towel if you don't have a blanket. If you don't have anything, don't worry about it. Not the end of the world. For your blanket, you're going to want to fold it into a kind of a log shape. This is a little challenging since we're not in the same room together. Just do the best I can to show you. I'll come a little closer so you can see how I've folded it. It's not very thick. It might be about 3 inches the most thick. And you take your blanket and you put it perpendicular on your mat. And you don't want these edges to be on top. You want a smooth surface on top. Okay. This next pose is to open the chest and shoulders as well. It's a restorative style pose, but a nice stretch for the chest. So you're going to lay down with this blanket where your shoulder blades are. And you want your shoulders to come off the blanket and be on the floor. So you might have to start on it and then work your way back. And take your arms above the blanket. Your arms are not resting on your blanket, they are on the floor above it. This way the chest is the highest point in the body and your chest and shoulders can open in the front of the body. You could start by keeping your knees bent, feet on the floor, and I take my feet as wide as my mat and my knees together, turning your toes in. That way your legs support each other. If you'd rather extend your legs, just to make sure you've got the space, and go ahead and extend them. That works too. If anyone out there has lower back issues, the knees bent is just easier on your lower back, that's all. If you want to add to this, you want to add a hip opener, take the soles of your feet together and your knees wide. And if you need blocks under the knees, you grab your blocks or grab some couch pillows and throw them under your knees for support. And let's be here for a few minutes. Let your nose face the ceiling, close your eyes, take some breaths. There's no work to do here. It's just relaxing over the blanket and allowing gravity to open the chest and shoulders, and maybe your hips. begin to deepen your breathing. If your knees are wide, bring your knees back together using your hands. If your arms are still above your blanket, bring them down so your elbows are on your blanket. Bend your knees and rock your knees left and right. Start to turn your head in the opposite direction of your knees as you go back and forth. And back to center. Now roll yourself over to one side and just pull your blanket out from under you and set it aside. Come on down to your back again. And let's hug the knees into your chest. Give them a squeeze in. And roll left and right on your back. And take your hands to your kneecaps and start to make big, wide circles with the knees. So you pull them in, out, away, and back together. This is a nice massage on the sacrum, on your low back, and for your kidneys. You need to massage the kidneys, keep them healthy, flushing toxin. Okay. Now let's cross your right knee over your left knee. Now if this is too tight, knee over knee, then you can do right ankle over left leg and hold on in reclined pigeon if you'd like. This other one, knee over knee, going to then reach for either the soles of your feet or your ankles. I'm going to turn so you can see what I'm actually doing, if you haven't done this before. So knee over knee, you're reaching for your lower legs and then bending your knees at a 90-degree angle. If you can reach the soles of your feet, hold on to the soles of your feet instead and keep your feet flexed. That way you don't torque the ankles, you don't pull on the feet and twist the ankles. Okay, so ankles stay strong, feet stay strong. Hold on and you draw the legs in towards you. So this stretch is going across the glutes, the outer legs, maybe into your lower back. This is one of my favorite stretches to do. Really helps with low back pain. Not to mention the compression on your abdomen is giving your internal organs a massage with every breath, every inhale and exhale. Good, release. Straighten them out, circle them, and switch. So left leg over right, if you were on the same side as me anyway. Grab onto the lower legs or the feet and draw them in. Your elbows come towards the floor. Keep the shoulders away from your ears as you pull the legs in towards your body. And a few breaths. One more breath in and out. Good. Release your legs back up towards the ceiling. Good. Go ahead and reach for your feet. You may or may not reach them. Just do the best you can. Big stretch through the hamstrings. Good. Hug the knees one more time. And then open the body up for Shavasana. Just extend the arms and legs wide. If you like to put a bolster under your knees in Shavasana, now's the time to do that. A blanket. If you like another pose besides the typical Shavasana, and take that. This is the beauty of a home practice. Do what your body wants, the way it wants it. which really you should do in the studio too. Get yourself comfortable. Close your eyes, take some deep breaths. And slowly start to shift your breath from being deep and heavy into calm, shallow, gentle, natural breath. In and out of your nose. Noticing the pace of your breath, the pace of your heart. Notice how your body's feeling in the moment. If it's warm or cool. Notice any sounds you hear besides the sound of my voice, any other sounds coming from inside or outside your room. Notice the vibration of energy running through your body, your arms and hands, down your spine, through the legs, the feet. Notice every sensation right now. You're hearing, you're feeling, you're smelling, tasting. And with your eyes closed, seeing. Notice every sensation. Become the present moment. With the eyes closed in stillness, be completely aware of your surroundings. 365 degrees around your body, above and below. Be completely aware of your surroundings. From the outside, you look peaceful, like you're asleep. Your muscles are softening. Your wrinkles are unwrinkling. You look as peaceful on the outside as you feel on the inside. Wiggle fingers and toes. Deepen your breathing. Start to bring your body back to life. But only if you choose to come out of your relaxation. Of course, you can stay here as long as you like. For those of you that have to leave, roll yourself gently to the right side of your body and curl up there in the fetal position. And try to keep your eyes closed and your heads heavy as long as you can, and press up to a seated position. And take our palms together in Anjali Mudra, or prayer pose. Show our gratitude for our practice and for each other. Let your thumbs rest against your sternum and feel the heart beating. And feel the expansion of the lungs breathing and the energy running through your palms. This is your life. So now in this moment, take a vow to protect this life and to share this life. And to always be grateful for this life. This divine light in me honors and acknowledges the same divine light in all of you. I thank you all so much for being here with me tonight and allowing me to guide you in your practice. Even though we're in our own homes, getting to share our practice together real time like this is so beautiful. There's so much beauty coming out of what's happening right now in this world. So take the beauty of it with you. A beautiful rest of your evening. Namaste. Beginning in 15 minutes will be restorative yoga with me, and we'll be having some yoga nidra during that restorative yoga. So I will be closing down this video and then restarting a new one at about 5 minutes to 6. So if you want to join me for that too, please do. And of course, these videos will be on our Facebook pages, Branches of Wellness and Lisa Fleming, along with our link if you would like to donate to the studio. Donations are appreciated and welcome. Also, Branches of Wellness has created a private group going forward starting next week. So if you'd like to be part of that private group and have access to all of our classes going forward, then please let us know. Erin will happily add you to the group, and we will see you there for next week's classes. Starting next week, restorative will be on Fridays instead of on Thursday nights after this deep stretch. And I will be teaching that as well. So Monday night meditation, Thursday night deep stretch, and Friday night restorative. That's it. Everything will be posted. You don't have to remember it. Please stay where you are if you are continuing to relax. Thank you for being here with me tonight. Namaste. Thank you too.